Okay, well, welcome back everybody to the Heroes Lounge Mythic Legendary Cup Grand Final. And joining me for this, it's
Joy K, other way. I'm on the other
okay. I
side.
definitely haven't been flipped on camera at all. So, Joy K, I mean, you've just been casting the two semi-finals there.
I
What?
have.
I mean, these are two devastating-looking teams so far: Donna Fedoras and Diaz.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've had some. They have some quite high-ranking players in their teams. We're seeing Brad Bucket, who is what number 80, 87 GM, and absolutely demolishing in solo lane. But you just see that this is also like these teams have been playing together, it seems, for a long time. They're really, really, really like, you know, synergized. Thank you, that was the word I was looking for. Synergize. But then again, Donna Fedoras, if I'm correct, is one of the oldest lounge teams. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long they've been going, but because archaeologists haven't been able to pinpoint the exact dates of their formation,
Really?
but it's somewhere between 3 and 4,000 BC is when they started playing together.
Wow.
Um,
That's impressive.
so really, really one of the lounge veterans there from Don Fedoras.
Mm-mm.
Now, speaking of lounge, I'm going to quickly do a little bit of a plug for the Heroes Lounge Patreon page, where you can support Heroes Lounge because we have costs incurred in running the server and stuff like that. So for the website, it does cost money, and Heroes Lounge needs to keep running. So you can support us in doing that by visiting our Patreon page. Now, I think there's a link down somewhere underneath the box. There's a big Patreon, or it's patreon.com/heroesloungegg. And we've just refreshed our Patreon tier system, so you can get a whole bunch of new rewards there. You can get replay casting from some of our casters, or even from the lounge master himself, Cosmic.
Wow.
If you donate enough money, but even for the smaller pledges, you can get stuff like extra emotes on Discord. You can get coaching from some of the staff. You can get the ability to play with some of the staff. So it's really good. Go and check out some of the Patreon rewards there. We have just refreshed it, and we're hoping with your support we can keep Heroes Lounge going strongly for more seasons to come. This is our 11th season now, coming to a close in EU, and we run in NA as well. So a lot of top level amateur play being supported by the likes of you at home.
Well done, Karis. That was really good.
Thank you. Right, but back to proceedings for today. I believe we've got some map bans in, haven't we, Joy K?
Yeah, we have. We're all ready for this grand final to come. All right, so we have done our faithful heroes bot has done the coin flip for us, and our heroes bot has decided that Ruini from Donna Fedoras gets the first pick, and that Mai from the Deers gets the map pick. So Mai has decided to ban out Volskaya Foundry and Towers of Doom, so we won't be seeing those, and we won't be seeing Sky Temple or Altric Pass either. Now, our first map is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
We have seen, well, I have seen, I'm not sure if you have, but I have seen Deers play this map already. And they were really, 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 how do I say it? Prioritizing the Johanna. And I think that's a really smart pick.
Yeah.
She's very impactful. But now they don't have that first pick.
No, I think that is a good point. I mean, the Joanna on Tomb of the Spider Queen is surely going to get prioritized here by both teams. We might even see it go in the ban phase. It's so important because she has that wave clear potential for the rotation, and of course she's just a solid all-round tank. So really, we would expect to see that Joanna get priority banned or picked early on, and I think that could be a way that maybe Donna Fedoras tried to unsettle Diaz, who, as you say, played well with that Joanna earlier on today. So, what else might we expect to see on Tomb of the Spider Queen? So,
I'm trying to. I mean, do you think Zul will make it past the bans?
Well, I mean, I've been surprised because we've seen it get banned, what, 2-3 times today, as we head into the draft game number 1 in this best of 5 grand final for the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup.
Yeah.
We have seen Zul get through the bans, 2 or 3 times today, and I frankly have been surprised by that because you would expect Zul to be a priority ban at the moment, given. Well, there you go.
On this map.
There you go. Immediately banned out there by the Fedoras. The Chromie ban now. Are they targeting Aronas with those bans there?
It
we
has
know.
To be.
Yeah, I mean.
I've been seeing this the whole afternoon, that these bans are coming out, and I just think they're only targeted towards the runners.
So, with that in mind, the Joanna's still open. There's other options like the Deathwing. I was literally about to, yeah. So there we go. The Deathwing ban. I mean, I think that's fairly sensible bans so far. The Zul and the Deathwing. Those are kind of traditional bans. And what we're seeing, I guess, more from the side of Diaz is kind of target bans trying to restrict the play of Donna Fedoras.
Yeah, but then what's the second ban now going to be? Alright, it's going to be the Johanna.
Okay, I mean, like we said, that makes a lot of sense on the map. But of course, it means they can't get it themselves, on top of other things.
Yeah, but then what are they going to get? Oh yeah, Jimmy was open, of course.
Jimmy prioritized so much today, and
yeah, he has been prioritized, and Rooney's only been playing the Exterminator Jimmy.
Now, so far today, Donna Fedoras are undefeated. I believe I'm right in saying 2-0 they won in the quarterfinal and the semi-final. Now, the question is, how does that compare to Diaz? Well, Diaz won their first quarterfinal 2-1 against Hungry's Criminals and 2-1 against Lucky Play as well. So Diaz have shown more chinks in their armor than Donna Fedoras today, who are looking so far indestructible. The question is, can Diaz bring that? Hanzo Anna, though, for Diaz. What's the idea there, Joy K?
That is some strong poke. But Wave Clear in the early game really goes over to Rainer then with Exterminator on level 1, and I do believe that he will pick it up again. Because Hanzo is going to get explosive arrows only on the level 4.
Yeah, and get the big wave clear value there.
Yeah.
Uther picked up by Sardonic. Now, I think because it's played by Sard there, that's probably a healer Uther and not an offlane Uther. But
yes,
of course they can't.
Yes. They the thing is, Sardonic has really been maining Uther, and I've been saying it, like he's really he's like clinging on to his Uther pick. It's a shock, almost. A holy shock. Although it's not.
Shock! Exactly. But so we do normally see players often prioritize that Uther for... Oh, and there's the stats, by the way, on screen. We can see the Uther played by Sardonic with a 16-4 record this season.
Jesus.
That's absolutely devastating. So Sard on Uther, one to watch out for, and that will be in the healer capacity. Main tank here is needed by Sephiroth.
Some great divine shields coming. Okay, that's some sturdy front line. That's some orcs coming in.
Yeah, now I would say, as a, if you're Garrosh running into an Uther, that's going to be a little bit uneasy for Sephiroth, right? Because there's quite an ability for Garrosh to just get locked down if he doesn't have his Indomitable level 4 up.
Yeah.
And
there is quite a lot of stuns already on the other side, so I don't know. We're going to see Li Ming and Leoric, and Leoric will definitely be able to deal with both of these bulky frontliners. And now I think we're going to see a Lunara, most likely. I've literally not seen anything else coming from the side of Deers. Maybe that's why they are called Deers.
Well, with a slightly wrong spelling. Yeah, but they have. So Lion immediately has played the Rainer a couple of times today, but of course that's been picked up here by John of Fedoras. But no, not the Lunar. Going for the Gul'dan. Another sustained damage. I think Uther may struggle to deal with that spread AoE damage from Gul'dan. That's maybe the idea there.
Like I was gonna say, like Uther has a hard time dealing with Lunara. He also has well, he's not having a very easy time into Gul'dan either.
I mean, surely the thing that the viewers are going to be watching out for here, though, is Hapcha, aka Aronas, on the Li Ming, because earlier we saw them get some serious resets, particularly in that Towers of Doom game, where they just went boom, 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 and took down a whole team. So, you know, really, on the side of Diaz, they've got to be like, if you'll forgive me, a deer in headlights at the moment.
Yeah. Right. So, who do you think overall won this draft?
I mean,
Ben.
I do like this Gul'dan response to the Uther, and I think, I do think they've got to be careful. Particularly, bear in mind, there's an Nana grenade that's going to stop any Uther healing on a single target. I think if Garrosh can get in and get a throw on somebody who's not Leoric or Muradin, there's a very good chance they will die, and Gul'dan can space create with the Horrify, with the spread damage. On paper, the draft looks to me better for Diaz, but we do know each of those players on the side of Don Fedoras, on those heroes, can be a real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they're all phenomenal. So, yeah. Let's find out as we head in game number 1.
Into game number 1 in this best of 5 grand final, indeed.
Ooh. Indeed.
So, in we go to the grand final, and on the left, in blue, we have Don Fedoras with Ruini on Reyna, Bread Bucket on Leoric, Aronas on Li Ming, Mist on Muradin, and Sardonic on Uther.
Indeed. And on the right, in the red corner, hard fought for their spot in this grand final, we have Pookie on Anna, Gabin on Hanzo, we have Sephiroth on Garrosh, Mai is on Gul'dan, and Leon Emily is on the Rexar. That is Deers.
Straight away, the Exterminator picked up by Reyna wants to go for the wave clear potential that we've talked about throughout today. Li Ming going for the Force Armor on level 1. And we've seen a variety of talents picked up from Li Ming today, but Force Armor seems to be the most popular at level 1 for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, having that spell armor into the Gul'dan is just very nice, right?
Yeah, and I think that's it makes sense when we were talking about Ruini. Got to be careful, and in fact, there might be a counter engage here. But Sephiroth throws the Muradin, who should be able to walk out safely enough for now.
Surprisingly, we also see Fealty on to death here from Leoric.
Yeah, I've seen. I think in some of the chats I've been seeing in our previous playoffs here at Heroes Lounge, there's been a lot of debate about that Leoric level 1 talent and whether players should go for Fealty unto death or for the more traditional Ossein renewal at level 1, because Fealty unto death, gives you, I think, more overall sustain, but it's less pressable when you need it, so to speak, as you get with Ossein renewal.
Exactly, and it's good for the mana, but you don't really run out of mana as Leoric.
So I'm sure there'll be an argument in the chat about the level 1 talent choice for Leoric there, as Li Ming picks up a nice juicy camp in that bot lane.
Yeah, okay, trying to get the lane prio here against the Rexar is definitely a good call. Putting some damage on the Rexar himself.
Yeah, nothing too surprising so far from either team. Neither team has gone for the Bruiser camp yet, so fairly safe so far. Nothing too risky. And they really want to secure this wave clear. Now, it's hard to say who's got the better wave clear because both teams have actually phenomenal wave clear. But my gut feeling is that the red team here with the Gul'dan and the Hanzo together should be superior wave clear despite the Exterminator on Reyna.
Yeah, I think so too. To be fair, I mean, Liming just simply does not offer the best of wave clear. Now that Hanzo has reached his level 4 with the explosive arrows, it's going to be even more oppressing.
Level 4 talents are in, of course, and it is, of course, Neil Peasants for Lyric. Here's a throw onto Muradin, followed by the sleep from Anna, by the way. There's the minus grenade. Can that keep Mr. under enough pressure? He will be able to walk away. And of course, with that third wind, all that health's going to come back in a few seconds. So effectively, they haven't really achieved a great deal.
No, they have not so far. Also, 0 gems paid here for Deers. And Donna Fedoras is going to keep on trying to pay theirs.
It's funny because if you look at hero damage numbers, so far it's Gul'dan who's put out the most hero damage. It is Diaz who put out the most hero damage. But Diaz sort of give me the impression of being on the back foot at the moment. I think they're struggling to make kills happen against that Muradin's. You know, they want to get the value of Garrosh throwing people in. But Muradin's doing such a good job with space creation. And yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, but he just walks away. He gets that third wind value, and straight away, he's ready to come back in again.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they're not wrong playing it slow. They have a good late game comp. Alright, here they get the throw onto Muradin, tank 2 tower shots. But he's still not going to fall by the looks of it, no.
Incredible escapes from Mist, really pushing the line here, really pushing, you know, keeping the pressure on the enemy team, and like I say, taking the damage. But look, immediately the third wind brings him back up to full health in a matter of seconds. So great playing around the talent choice there by Mist on the Muradin, as Hanzo still trying to poke and get some value. Level 7 talents, nothing outrageously surprising there, as there's a potential Misha kill here. Although Sardanic's got to run away. Minus healing grenade from Anna puts pressure onto the Uther, who walks away carrying his hammer in hand. And there, the Misha is going to be the first hero to fall in this game.
Luckily, Misha does not affect the animal husbandry stacks that have been picked up here by Rexar on level 4.
Yeah.
Misha can die as often as she likes, as long as Rexar remains alive. Oh, Mist, finding himself in a little bit of a pickle, maybe. But probably still has the jump available. Taking a lot of damage, though. Gets thrown, minus grenade. Big cleanse. Gives the armor, actually. And Mist is still the ever-living dwarf.
I think if this Muradin player were a Lily talent, they would be Mistweaver, because they are weaving around in and out of the enemy team and getting away with it. Beautiful stuff there from the tank, but in the mid lane, gems have been dropped on the deck. Sardonic goes in to pick them up on Uther. Gets a little bit bullied for it though. So that Reyna kill is actually quite important there, I think, because it stops Donna Fedoras being able to push as hard without web weavers, and that means that Gul'dan can clear the top lane pretty easily. The mid lane's already cleared, and so it's only the bot lane that's under pressure. But there you have a problem, because Rexar was carrying 23 gems, and of course all those animal husbandry stacks.
Husbandry stack down the drain. Oh man, that hurts. It just hurts in your soul if you die with animal husbandry, and definitely if you do it in the late game, it's terrible.
It's a very messy animal divorce that's gone on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's an animal divorce. What happens then?
Right, level 10s are in for both teams. Hyperion for Reyna, Entomb for the Lyric, Wave of Force for Liming, Avatar for Muradin, and the Divine Shield for Uther.
Yeah. I really hope we're going to see them reach level 20 so we can see a double Divine Shield coming out here from Sardonic.
Yeah, I mean, the level 20 upgrade to Divine Shield can be just so important. Throw on to Mist again, manages to jump out. And again, they're really trying to kill this Muradin. There's the taunt! That might be able to enough, but the Divine Shield immediately getting value.
And that also made the fear from Gul'dan miss, by the way. So you just see how important this Divine Shield is. Are we going to see an Entomb come out here? No. We are seeing the piggies chase everybody down.
Run, little piggies! Chase everybody! As Li Ming throws out the orb, has to start running away. Red Bucket carrying 10 gems, but does have the Wraith Walk.
I mean, that almost went wrong when Arunus shoved Garrosh forward instead of backwards. Okay, big entomb onto Misha. Misha's really confused, can't move anywhere.
The nano was used on Gul'dan there, and got some damage out. But it's amazing to me how few kills, in a sense. Oh, I've spoken too soon. Ruini's been thrown in. He's been taunted. He's taken an arrow to the face, and that will be a dead Reyna.
Ouch. Yeah,
I was about
fun and games until you take an arrow to the face, right?
Exactly. I was about to say, it's amazing how few kills Diaz have got, given how good their engages are, given how much they're able to isolate these targets with the throws, with the grenades from Ana, and they're executing everything just right. But the defensive capabilities of Donna Fedoras is just incredible. Their resilience to this constant pressure.
Absolutely. Now, Miss gets thrown again, but he does get to jump away. Heal went over the minus grenade, though, so not available anymore. Now, Sardonic gets feared in. Oh my god. Is in the spot where he doesn't want to be. Pops the Divine Shield. Beautiful entomb here from Bread Bucket on the flank, and that is a reset. Can Arunus get maybe another one? Looking for that bear. Can they get it? Yes, they can.
I mean, again, I just don't understand how neither Muradin nor Uther died. Incredible coordination from Donna Fedoras to stop each other from dying. The Uther comes in to cleanse Muradin, just about saves his life by the skin of his teeth. And then Uther gets horrified, and then everyone piles in to save Uther as well. The entomb to save the Uther, stop people chasing, to shut the door there. Brilliant play from Bread Bucket, who's proving to be a phenomenal, terrifying solo laner here.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and he is posturing right now for, I don't know really. I was gonna say maybe he comes around the flank here in the bush with the entomb, who is what's already available again. And Mist gets thrown in once more, Karis.
Yeah, there's the throw on and the minus healing grenade, but Mist doesn't care. Mist is literally indestructible in this game. The Hyperion puts a bit of zone onto Diaz, and they have to sit back. Oh, nice cheeky little combo coming in from Aranas, but does not quite secure the damage.
But oh, that was so close! Such a close entomb.
You can see the pings coming out.
He was literally pinging a bread for missing that entomb. Oh, it was really close. I missed by a hair. They still get the bear. Missed by a hair, but they still get the bear.
But that does not reset those animal husbandry stacks, as you rightly point out, which are starting to clock up, in fact, as Rexar is doing a fair amount. 502 bonus health on animal husbandry at the moment at time of writing. Muradin gets locked down, but he's got the Divine Shield again. Here comes the Hands of Arrow. Misses everybody. Missed. Can you get locked down by the bear? There's the Horrified. No cleanse available. The lockdown onto Muradin finally takes Mist down. They've been trying for it all game. Joy K, they're chasing for more.
Yeah, they are chasing for more. Brett goes in with the Wraith Walk, though. Still picks up the gems that Muradin should have lost. So, except for the kill, there's not too much that went down the drain there. Yeah, and if Brett gets to turn him in, that's even better.
But I think it's got to be a sort of feeling of relief for Diaz, in that they've been saying, look, we've been on this quest, we've had this side quest. It's like they've got the main quest, which is win the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup, and then somebody's given them a side quest, kill Muradin.
Yeah.
They've been trying to do it for the last 11 minutes. They finally secured it though. Well played to them. They've been doing great single target combos.
Yeah. Muradin's like one of those bosses that you need to kill to get to the final boss. Oh, Brett gets thrown in, but had the Wraith Walk available, and Wraith Walks out.
Mist is still getting stuck in, by the way. Not been in any way scared by what happened last time. Still got that confidence, and of course, Muradin's a hero who late game just gets more and more tanky, more and more threatening as well to those backliners if he can get in.
Absolutely. Looks like Brett is looking for something here. Wraith walks around a little bit. This is fine though. If they get closer to him, the easier it gets to land the entomb. And there he's got it. Onto Rexar. Rexar immediately pops the force. Mist jumps in. Big arrow though. But Wraith Walk once again ate that arrow. Bread Bucket really showing himself to be one hell of a player here.
Yeah, and he finally pays for it with his life, but you know, with so much damage having been taken by Diaz and them having lost the Rexar, who of course lost those animal husbandry stacks, the animal divorce is on in full swing. And yes, it's going to be another kill in favor of Donna Fedoras, who are catching up a little bit in kills, even though it's very neck and neck so far in this game.
It is still, but it's not so neck and neck in structure, so Fedora, like the whole map is looking very, very blue.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Fedoras are showing superior control of the game so far, despite the fact that, like we say, that kill potential from Diaz is so strong. Level 16s, by the way, Muradin went for Dwarf Launch, the longer range jump. Now, whether that's to jump in or to jump out, it remains to be seen. Mist could do either at this point. There's the Entomb onto Gul'dan. The Horrify doesn't connect onto anybody. And
Got bigger save.
yep, and that means that Yorick might be at the pressure instead. So nice play from Sephiro there to help out his teammate. But it is still Web Weavers pushing on into Diaz, and they're going to sort of grind that bottom lane down. The bottom keep looks very dead, to be honest. They might try to create a bit of space, knowing that there's no Entomb available for another 20 seconds. But I don't know if they can stop it.
I mean, Dragon Arrow is available if they want to chase somebody down here. Then again, there's also pressure on all the other keeps, and top keep, the most important one as well. That needs to be cleaned out. Yeah.
So basically, they have given up the keep. But the thing is, they've got the potential for a double turn in on the side of Diaz. Now they may try to engage, but this is under a Hyperion, so they've got to be a little bit cautious. In come the boars though. The little piggies run in. The hands of arrows there. The Entomb tries to shut people out, but it might have boxed Noden in. He doesn't care. Reyna's going to go down though, and here's the Horrify onto Uther.
It is indeed, and an Nano boosted cooldown, it has been released. But the thing was, what happened there is that Muradin got Divine Shielded, and that made sure that Muradin was not the target to get thrown. It was instead Reyna who instantly died. Aruna's looking in a bit of trouble. Beautiful stun here onto Sephiro. Dread Bucket still dies though, but Aruna's bought the time to mount up, and that means that he is going to get away.
Yeah, beautiful play there from Diaz. Exactly what they needed, and now they've got the potential for that double turn-in that I was just talking about. Okay, yes, at the moment these lanes are so far pushed in that the first Web Weavers are not really going to achieve anything, but they're going to warm up that ground for their sisters, the second wave of Web Weavers, to come in behind them and take some structures, hopefully, from the side of Diaz.
Yeah, this is going to relieve a bit of pressure for them.
And I think it will give them a little bit of confidence on the side of Diaz. They're starting to look quite strong in these fights. Yes, the Divine Shield, the defensive resources are saving Mist, but that, as you point out, that leaves Reyna maybe exposed if they commit too many resources to saving the Muradin. So that's the idea here. And there we go again, lockdown immediately, and the Horrify, the taunt on top, immediately Uther's been torn to shreds, and the Nano Boost Gul'dan starting to get value. Ruini falling down to 150 HP, he has to walk away. Gul'dan though, got to be a touch careful himself as Bread Bucket flanked from the side.
Flanked from the side, swings the mace.
A brief moment of calm after the storm, but Bread Bucket might get caught out by the bear here. Presses the Wraith Walk, gets away for now. But Ruini on the Reyna, oh, cheeky knockback, taunting Sephiro in, but that might leave Mist exposed, gets thrown in, the minus grenades, bang, no Thunderclap healing for you, and you're down.
Yeah, this is level 20 also now for Deers. This is looking good.
They could go boss, they could go boss for their second hand in.
They should make a play for boss and then do a hand in.
This has the beginnings of, this could be a lost map for Donna Fedoras, which doesn't sound so shocking in itself, except they haven't lost a map yet today. So, you know, this is maybe Diaz showing that Donna Fedoras do have weaknesses. They're not invulnerable, and maybe the Division 2 champions can be taken down. Level 20 talents, by the way, Titanic Might for Garrosh. Now that's a nice idea, because not only are they going to throw Muradin, they're going to throw someone in with him, and probably that person will get horrified as well on top, or grenade as Sephiroth walks in, thinking about going in. But of course, on the other side, you've got to be so careful of that buried alive for Leoric.
Yeah, you have to be. And we do see the hardened shield being picked up here for the Murden. A little bit of extra survivability coming out.
The double divine shield.
What a divine shield to negate the fear. That was such beautiful play. Really, really hard for Sard here. Woo! Really
Wow,
good.
and Leoric manages to get away. Aronas trying to find kills out of nothing, but enormous manages. Brilliant play there, and that means they've managed to defend the boss and the Web Weaver in the top lane, and they're going to clear the mid one fairly safely. Of course, that bot lane is still pushed in on the other side, so well played there from Donna Fedoras, who keep themselves, you know, well and truly in this game at a moment when they looked under massive pressure.
They were, but Jesus. I really thought like everything is going down here as I saw down coming, and then I heard fear sound, and then I saw the double divine shield go off, and I was like, nope, it's not happening.
It's just so spot on from Sardonic on Uther, and
Absolutely.
we saw the stats in the draft there. Sardonic with an incredible record on that Uther healer, looking very strong indeed. However, Dia still have enough gems for another turn in.
Yeah.
Sardonic uses the Holy Wave to stall that for now. Leoric's looking for the Entomb. If he finds Gul'dan or Ana here, this could be a potential engage. But now Red Bucket's quite on his own, but they're starting to split. Mist gets thrown in, but there's no actual enemies there to... dodges the Hanzo arrow.
Connect. Okay, they kill Misha. They need to get another kill though, else they can't do anything. Oh, the wave of force to launch Gul'dan into the enemy backline. Very nice. Oh,
Sephiroth just about
so
slips out of that Entomb before it lands. Otherwise, that could have been game right there. As it is, they're going to lose his mid-keep. And they have to still be careful. Yes, there's no Entomb available, there's no Wave of Force, and there's no Divine Shield. But there is going to be a keep dead, and if they get caught out of position 4v5, they could lose this game.
Yeah, that is true. And you do see that they realize that they do position very safely. They don't try and chase anyone down. So Fedoras is going to go for the bottom siege camp. Boss will be available in about 2 minutes. So that means that by that time we will probably be seeing a 5v5 again. Now, what would you do if you were Deers?
I think, well, the first thing they have to do is wait for Gul'dan to respawn. That's going to happen in a few seconds. They don't have to panic about the turn-in because Donna Fedoras do not have enough gems yet. They have to clear that bot lane. Those giants and catapults will be a real problem. Aronas thinking about trying to find Rexar here, sitting flanking potentially. Sephiroth sniffs that something might be afoot, and everyone on Diaz is playing a bit cautiously at the moment. Afraid as they are, they could just lose this game at a moment's notice.
Yeah, they have to be really careful. They're in a tough spot.
So, the final fight looms for both teams. Sephiroth starts to run in, tries to find onto the Reyna, cleanse preemptively onto the Reyna, stop that Garrosh stun from landing. The boards come out, slows onto Muradin and Li Ming. Red Bucket tries to find the Hanzo with an Entomb potential here, but Gaben walks away fast enough to avoid that.
That was actually not cleansed, by the way. That was Reindeer's level 20 talent.
Ah, okay.
That grants him a cleanse if he
Yeah.
presses W.
Now that's crucial, because that means, of course, the cleanse is still available from Uther onto this Muradin if he gets exactly like
was a
that.
cleanse.
Good spot
Alright.
there, Joy K, as Mist walks away from the threat there because of that cleanse availability.
Yeah.
But they want more. They know the cleanse is on cooldown now. Throws in the Muradin. Sleep from Ana. Is the taunt available? Yes. But are they going to use it yet? They haven't done it yet. They're running away from the Hyperion. And the Lurik's there looking for an Entomb. If he catches 2 members here, it could be GG immediately. As the Wave of Force catches Gul'dan.
Oh, the Gul'dan!
And Hanzo...
Yeah, that's the kill. And that's a double Entomb onto the backline. Hanzo and Ana. But Sephiroth throws the Leoric away, opens the door from the Entomb. Big save here, but Red Bucket is not done yet, is still going forward, is still walking in, but it seems that the rest of the members of Dawn of Doors are retreating.
the tank discipline there from Sephiroth, I've got so much respect for that. To think, no man left behind. My teammates are caught. I'm going to go in. I'm going to get the Warlord's challenge and stop them taking damage, despite a brilliant entomb there from Bread Bucket. So credit to Sephiroth for saving the game. The problem is right now these web weavers are going to come in the bottom lane. They're 23-minute web weavers. They are surely going to be a real problem for DS to deal with, especially if Gul'dan isn't up for another 15 seconds, Joy K.
Yeah, and you have to be honest with yourself. That is their main wave clear. Waves are already pushed except for the top lane. But then again, you also have 5 heroes pushing with this. 2 keeps down. This is not looking very nice for Deers.
I can't help but think this might be game number 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same.
The problem, the one redeeming feature they have is a lot of wave clear on the side of Gul'dan and Hanzo. They're starting to clear that central web weaver. It's been immediately destroyed. Well played there. Sephiroth trying to buy space with a wall challenge and a double throw into the core. The Horrify used gets Uther away, but there's not enough damage coming out onto Muradin, who throws out the double Stormbolt and now can start chasing. Gul'dan has a nano boost. In comes the damage. There's the Entomb from Leoric. Catches onto Gul'dan, stops him from using that nano boost value, and Leoric falls in response.
Yeah, but the core is taking damage. It's already at 38%.
And falling 25%. The web weavers are down though. Li Ming throws a volley, tries to catch onto anybody. 17%. Muradin jumps in. He wants it.
4,
3%.
3, 0. It's one. Yep, that is first game going over to Don R. Fedoras. Very well played.
I mean, just a fantastic performance there from Don R. Fedoras. But I have to say, not a bad performance by the red team Diaz by any stretch, because they actually won on kills, 10 kills to 8 in favor of Diaz. We saw again and again that Garrosh throw into Ana grenade lockdown value, sometimes with brilliant horrifies from Mai on the Gul'dan on top. But at the end of the day, just the relentless pressure, the structural advantage that had been secured early game from Don R. Fedoras allowed them to get a hand in and win the game in 24 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, that was convincing, to say in the least.
So that was a fairly thrilling game number 1 in this best of 5 grand final. I have to say, if they're all like that and we go to 5 games, we're going to be very exhausted. I mean, this is.
Yeah, we will be. But Deers decided to go for the first pick, so now we await a map pick from Don R. Fedoras.
So, in terms of stats, we can see Sardonic's performance there. I mean, a brilliant win rate, obviously, reflecting the strong performance of Don R. Fedoras throughout the season. But look at that Uther and Rhaegar prioritization there. Small hero pool actually throughout the season, but obviously one of the strongest supports in Heroes Lounge this season.
Absolutely. I mean, let's be honest, if you're playing Heroes Lounge or you're playing against a team, you're not going to think like, oh yeah, what should we ban? You're not going to think to yourself, it's going to be Uther.
I'll just add one extra little featurette of those stats. Level advantage time 48%, meaning that actually most of the time Sardonic was playing with a level disadvantage, throughout Heroes Lounge Season 11. But still has a really high win rate, so shows the comeback potential. And we saw that here effectively in game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen, when, yes, they were under massive pressure from those kills, those repeated throw and lockdown kills from Diaz, and yet they just held it together. Solid defensive play. Credit to Don R. Fedoras, who look brilliant so far in game number 1.
All right, but now we are going to Infernal Shrines. What can we expect here?
I think you've got to see that Azul ban again here on Infernal Shrines, and we saw in one of the semi-finals, didn't we? We saw Joanna and Azul get picked up, and my response was to immediately bet 5,000 points on the team that did that, because you've just got you can't be allowing Joanna and Azul on Infernal Shrines, that level of shrine clear and wave clear. So I expect we'll see a Azul ban. We might see a Joanna ban again, as we saw in game number 1. So some similar ideas there. it might be a little less single target focused from Deers than we saw in game number 1, because they're very much their draft was about that. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few different ways you can play Infernal Shrine because it's quite a bit bigger than Tomb of the Spider Queen.
That it is. I wonder if we're going to see Chromie make it through the draft. As in, will Arunas get to play it?
Maybe. I think the Li Ming is less of a threat here on Infernal Shrine because the little dudes on the shrine do block some of those Li Ming shots. I mean, Chromie could be one option, or you could go for a Kael'thas, for example. That could be another way they play that. But we'll have to see what happens as we go into game number 2 in this best of 5 Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup Grand Final. Now, not going to be Chromie, by the way. There's the ban. If you want to bet for virtual points on the outcome of this game number 2, you can do so by typing !bet A and a number of points to bet on Dunnoff Fedoras, !bet B and a number of points to bet on Deers. And you have about 7 minutes left to do that, so you can see a bit of the draft before you bet your points if you want to.
Yes. Well, we're not going to see Zul either. He's been banned out.
Yeah, I think that's not so surprising. We were pretty much all expecting that Zul ban fairly early on here. Followed up by a Sylvanas ban, though. Now, what's that about, Joy K?
Yeah, what is that about? The thing is, Sylvanas is a good pick on this map. She can, on her own, snowball this map quite fast. But, do they play it? Is the question.
Well, we can tell you some stats, is that in Season 11, in Divisions 2, 3, and the Legendary Cup, Sylvanas had a 53% win rate, and that's in a lot of games. 28% of games featured Sylvanas this season in the Legendary Cup division. So, definitely a hero that you have to pay some attention to on these divisions.
Yeah. And here comes the first pick, Garrosh.
Yeah, I mean, Sephiroth played an incredible Garrosh there in game number 1, and I think let's see more of the same. I think that might be the strategy of Deers here. Look, they might be saying, look, we almost won game number 1. It didn't quite all pull together, but the Li Ming is going to be less of an issue here in Infernal Shrines. We can play a similar draft and just polish up a few macro control aspects, and we could win this game with the same draft, frankly.
And Infernal Shrines is a little bit more forgiving in that matter. Okay, we see Anna and Kael'thas.
Yeah, the Kael'thas we know is very important for is very good for the shrine clear. Is less spread sustained damage than Gul'dan, but we got the impression. I think I got the impression last game that the that the sustained damage wasn't really a problem for Dunnoff Fedoras, because really, actually, Deers were trying to isolate and kill a single target with blow up anyway, so they weren't really being poked down as much. So that might be maybe just go for the Kael'thas, get a touch more burst and some nice, living bomb spread on the shrines. Uther will struggle to heal that as well. It could be nice play there from Deers.
Yeah, I think it could be a good fit. All right, they ban out the Junkrat as well. Now, there's still a lot of tank choices available. ETC, for example, is open. Muradin's open.
I think ETC is the one you've got to be thinking about the most. Control Garrosh, stop him coming in. I think if you'd had ETC instead of Muradin, Garrosh would have got a lot less value in there in game number 1. Obviously, ETC is more killable if he ever does get picked. But, the Medivh is a spicy response to the Garrosh, isn't it?
Yeah. And, combine that with the Diablo. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Daddy?
The classic Leyline Epoch. By the way, Aronnath's record on Medivh this season, 2-1. That's a 66% win rate. And has done a fair amount of shrine minion damage, as we can see, which you don't normally expect from Medivh. But more importantly, here against the Garrosh, somebody gets thrown in, and we saw the Uther save him and how important that was last time. Here it's going to be, you've got a portal, you've got a protection. You just walk away from that Garrosh throw, and you don't need to worry as much about it.
Absolutely. Okay, we see the Thrall and Vala being picked up. Picking up a bit of sustained damage is a good choice here. And not even waiting a single second, we see Chen making it as our last pick in this draft.
By the way, we've talked about the Sephiroth on the Garrosh last game, but it looks like they may have done a role swap and put Gaben on the Garrosh here.
Oh.
Because Gaben's most played hero this season, in fact, is Garrosh. So
then we are going to see Convection, if I'm correct.
Just explain to me why that is.
Why that is? Sephiroth's a big advocate for Convection, Katie.
Ah, okay. That could be.
I've been told.
That could be spice.
That could be
You don't
spice.
see that every day.
Yeah, you don't. But then again, we're seeing unusual things here, right?
I mean, for me, I'd be terrified about going Convection Kael'thas against a Chen and Medivh and a Diablo, who can just come in and kill Kael'thas anytime they want, basically, if they commit the resources for it. So
we're going to see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to see how that works out. We can see. Let's see how we go as we go into game number 2 in this best of 5 grand final. And on the left in blue, make some noise in the chat for Donna Fedoras with Ruini on Reyna, Aronas on the Medivh, Sardonic on Uther, Bread Bucket on Chen, and Mist on Diablo.
Ooh. A lot of sentiment put into Diablo. Okay, on the right, in the red corner, we have Gaben, this time on Garrosh. We have Sephiroth on Kael'thas, Pookie on the Ana, Mei on Thrall, and Leona Mieli on the Vala.
So, level 1 talents, that's a convection.
Told you.
You did indeed. The knowledge joy K. The K stands for knowledge. For anyone who's just tuning in.
Winds of Celerity for Arunas. Okay.
So, yeah, that's surprising. Not going for the Portal Mastery, which is, I mean, that's always surprising not to go for Portal Mastery, but in particular it's surprising against the Garrosh. And here the protection on Diablo keeps Mist alive. But look, because of the lack of Portal Mastery, couldn't quite get the shape of portals that they might have wanted. Vala, though, going to get started keeping that hatred up, of course, having the hot pursuit at level 1, so wants to be playing on 10 hatred wherever she can. That's a nice throw onto Medivh. Wherever your stack's gone, mate, you're on the deck. And that's going to be a lovely kill. That's the lockdown. And that's how they're going to secure these kills and stop the Medivh getting value. Just kill him.
Yeah, I mean, fair point. Then again, if Medivh has no protect and if he has no portal, then he's very vulnerable.
Yeah, and even if, even there if he does, because the lockdown, you throw, you've got the stun from Garrosh, you've got the gravity lapse from Kael'thas, you've maybe got the sleep from Ana as well to set up the burst damage that will come in from Kael'thas. Kael'thas is rocking 3 convection stacks so far, so a long way to go yet. And just a cheeky little comment, Rolling Thunder from Thrall at level 1.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like it as well, particularly on shrines, because of course it can bounce on all those little dudes on the infernal shrines. And it always Diablo gets thrown in, locked down again. There's the protector, and there's the portal.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, and what I also like is that it gives Thrall good sustain throughout fights, but also in 1v1. And he gets to do a bit of percentage-based damage, which is of course always good to have into Chen.
Yeah, and not just into Chen, but also Diablo and Uther. There's the throw onto Diablo again. Gravity Lapse isn't available. Mist nicely sidesteps that Flame Strike to avoid giving Sephiroth another convection stack. And so that's not a kill there so far.
Okay, so we do see the Raven Familiar coming out from Medivh. Adds a little slow to people that come out of the portal with a little bird on top, Always looks nice. Yeah,
Raven Familiar, fairly standard pick there from Medivh. And of course, as a rotation gank, not rotation gank, they just the Thrall kill just with the Chen.
They're respecting the 1v1.
Just brilliant performance from Chen. I sort of assumed he'd had help, but no, he did not. So, with that, of course, Thrall's going to be a little late to this shrine. I think we're going to see Donna Fedoras get started very early on the shrine. And of
I
course,
do
with
like
Luini's
this
Reina
one.
having Exterminator, that's a lot of shrine damage.
But meanwhile, there is a Bruiser camp on the top lane. Oh, Ruini gets thrown. The portal goes down though. Is he gonna make it there? No, he's simply not taking it.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
Luini
like, I
doesn't
don't care
care.
about your portal, mate.
He's
I'm
run
fine.
what I would say along the corridor. And now 36 out of 40, they have to either force something now. That's a lovely throw onto Diablo. There's the protection though. Immediately save and miss. Who can charge out a Thrall? That's something. Oh, there's that
but he
percentage
still
damage
falls.
from Mike.
Oh, nobody cares about these Medivh portals.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff from from the Garrosh again to get these throws and the follow-up damage. I mean, and it was a perfectly. By the way, yet another kill on Thrall. This time with help, of
Yeah.
course, of the Reina Medivh getting that gank. But so Thrall's having a rough game so far with these ganks and just getting bullied a little bit by the enemy team. So far, Thrall 2 deaths, which is the same as the total number on the side of Donna Fedoras. So the Garrosh throws are getting value. Thrall's getting a little bit bullied, so even on kills so
Yeah.
far. But of course, the first Punisher and then a slight XP lead has gone over to Donna Fedoras as Diablo charges in, catches onto the Valor.
Only catches Sidonic. Oh, the portal. Great portal.
Brilliant, and
there
the
from
throw onto
Bruce.
Diablo, put him in the fort. There's the cleanse, the protect just in time from Aranas, and Diablo is
And
still alive.
if you see that little extra animation, you see that was Force of Magic proccing there, and that is going to be procced continuously as Medivh protecting only a Flame Strike or a Living Bomb will get the proc on that talent. So that's a very good choice.
And that will give him the potential to do more and more damage with his Arcane Rift later on.
Yeah, so far we're sitting with 12 stacks on the Medivh and 8 stacks on our Convection Kalthas.
So, in a sense, the Medivh is slightly behind on stacks, you'd say, compared to Kael'thas, because in terms of percentage, you need 40 for that Medivh and only 20 for the Kael'thas. But I mean, it's not really too much to read into those stacks. Neither player is stacked yet, and of course the level 10s are in now for Donna Fedoras. Diablo gets thrown in though. There's the protection from Medivh. Does have his ultimate available though. He hasn't picked it yet. I'm assuming it's going to be Leyline into Apocalypse, and there's the Leyline.
Yes, going to be Leyline. So now I really want to see Keg.
Oh, we have to see. Yeah, I mean, I think Storm Earth and Fire is the natural choice. Oh, Diablo goes in,
Yes.
gets immediately, and that means he could get thrown in further. There's the grenade. There's the protect from Medivh though. Is able to walk to the portal and sit back.
Come on, Brad. Pick your talent.
We're
You know
all-
you want to play Keg.
All eyes are on Chen here. Now, what is he waiting for to decide that? Is he just waiting? Has he decided already, and he's just waiting to surprise the enemy with, you know, a surprise keg or a surprise?
Yeah, on the flank. Like he picks it, he flanks, he picks it, and he jumps in. They'll never see it come in.
Yeah. Well, now they're probably staring at that question mark quite intently, thinking, you know, what is Chen gonna do here? And we talked
Well,
about
then I'm not
Breadbucket's
the only
flanking.
one.
We talked about Breadbucket's flanking in game number 1 being, you know, such a threat to Deers. But Deers now have their own level 10s with the Phoenix, the Sunder, the Warlord's Challenge, the Nano, and of course, the Reign of Vengeance.
Yeah. Still no level 10 on Chen. We're level 12, by the way.
Well, he has to pick it at 13 in order to get his level 13 talent. Otherwise, he's going to be a talent down as well as an ultimate down.
Oh,
the
what a
cheeky
cleanse.
Sardonic showing
And
is
we
the
have
head.
Keg. We do have Keg. That fills me with joy.
It might be keg into leyline as well. You keg someone in and you leyline the rest of their team away from the battle.
Oh, yes. And you finish that off with a beautiful APOC. I like it.
Arunas though
Arunas gets
in,
thrown, gets taunted, gets everything, and is dead.
and that's going to be all those stacks on the deck. Now there's going to start chasing onto this Chen, and bear in mind he doesn't have a Boogie Wonderland to keep himself alive. He will be able to sit back though. Valor pretty low, has to top up from the Ana, but the Nano boost is already on Kael'thas, trying to get some damage. There's the keg onto
Yeah.
Thrall. zoning the Garrosh away, keeping the Thrall under pressure, the turnover, but there's the stunning from Garrosh, controls everyone else. Thrall's absolutely fine. Bread Bucket now doesn't have an ultimate to get away, and will have to walk the old-fashioned way, but there's the throw onto Ruini. The APOC comes in to counter-engage, but it's too little too late. Reyna's already dead. Mist throws over the Garrosh, but there's nothing doing. There's the minus healing grenade, stops the Diablo value, and immediately 100 souls on the deck.
Oof. So why exactly did they take this fight? Knowing they were a man down.
I'm not entirely sure, and they could have just waited for that level 13 talent, which was so close. You know, and I know obviously the Kael'thas is a continuous problem for the poke, and Uther might struggle to deal with that. Nice protect, by the way, but there's the taunt from the Garrosh. Cleanse finally from Uther, keeps Bread Bucket alive for now.
Yeah, alive for now, and Kek's already back up. What a great ultimate that is. Short cooldown, very impactful.
Yep, and it's only 10 skeletons behind. There is a chance to contest this here from... Oh,
yep,
and the
go again! Putting Anna in the corner. You know what happens when you put Anna in the corner?
By the looks of things, she gets wrecked. No,
yeah, she gets wrecked.
Red Bucket gets thrown in though. Pays possibly with his life. No, the protection
no, the
from
protect over the stagger. Is it enough? Yes, it is.
There's so much protect. 39 trying minions. Surely they have to just get that 40th there. Garrosh is thinking about going in for it, but if he does, he will pay for his life.
One more.
Chen falling low though.
One hungering arrow. No, one convection stack is enough. It's a flame strike, but I like to call it a convection. Yes.
Well, it's on 15 out of 20. It's going to be convection pretty soon. It's 3/4 done. Medivh, on the other hand, only down to 7 out of 40 stacks.
Yeah.
And that Punisher will go over to Diaz. We'll start marching on that top fort. Sardonic can tank it fairly safely for now. There's no tap available to Mist though, so he's got to be careful about the Valor poke.
Yeah, not only the Valor poke, then there's the convection KT, and there is the mortar coming out of that Punisher. Where do you think the mortar actually comes from?
Well, he mixes it up himself. He's got a little concrete mixer, and he mixes up the mortar there in the...
Ah.
Buys one of those pre-mixed bags, and he puts just adds water and churns it in his belly, throws out the mortar, and
I really want to try that at home.
I don't recommend trying that. As immediately we see Diaz going for their siege camp, that's going to roll in the mid lane. So, still, despite the Punisher being won, despite the kill advantage, it's still a decent XP lead for Don our Fedoras, and that's going to be the comfort for them. They could get level 16 well in advance of their opponents, but as we saw in the previous Shrine phase, they're not always waiting patiently for that talent advantage. They sometimes are forcing uneven talent.
But I wouldn't if I were them now. Definitely not with Chen in top.
No, I don't think they will. I think they will just wait for this level 16 now, which is coming very soon. And that's when they might try to force, possibly with the keg, because that's perfect. You know, that's the sort of thing kegs go for. Or just portal in, as they're now thinking about doing maybe for this bruiser camp, but wisely they hold off until 16
they
comes in.
can't because they don't have portal mastery. Medivh needs to drop down to place that portal, and that is too dangerous.
Yeah, unless
there is no
he's
portaling
so
anyone
far
in
away.
here.
And of course, then if he's that far away, it can make him, difficult to get in and get stuck in and get Q value unless he portals through, and then you've got Garrosh waiting for you on the other end of the line. He's, it's a tough situation. That's why a lot of players prioritize that portal mastery. Obviously, this Medivh thinking about the rotation speed though, with the winds of celerity. So level 16s are already in for Donna Fedoras, as we were saying, and then level 16s are now arriving for Diaz. I just wanted to comment on one level 16 choice from Donna Fedoras, and I think it's one you'll be excited to see, Joy K, which is Temporal Flux from Medivh. Now, are we going to see Dying Breath from Diablo at level 20 to combo?
I'm not sure. Like, we haven't seen the Leyline APOC combo yet, so
maybe they're not looking for that.
Well, maybe they're not really looking for it.
For viewers who maybe don't know what we're talking about, the idea is that you get a lot of leyline seals coming out with temporal flux.
Yeah.
And the leyline
Because it reduces the cooldown of your heroic, by the way.
Yes, and if Diablo hits all his APOC targets with a level 20 with Dying Breath, then that resets the cooldown of APOC as well. So in the same fight, you can be doing leyline seal APOC 3-4 times, as Fizz and I found out once upon a time.
Once upon a time on
in another team.
God, that was a good game.
However, for now, now of course there's no Dying Breath yet for Diablo, because it's not level 20 yet. There's the Flame Strike. That's the Convection stack finish.
Convection complete, and that is Thrall. Oh, that's Thrall in the air. Look at that.
And he gets away with it. He gets away. Medivh gets to take a ton of damage and has to get back out that portal. Oh my! On 200 HP, sits out of there, but it will be the Punisher going over to Don Fedoras, and it's going to start marching in. But it's
oh, the kick to deny the mortal combo.
And
that was really nice.
And that's going to be the end of game, and that's beautifully done from Bread Bucket. Baited the Garrosh and punished it. And don't forget, Leyline Seal is back up now because, of course, the temporal flux means it's always up, and so they can use they can use the Leyline to engage again here with this Punisher.
Yeah, they could, but he just whiffed it.
He did just miss it.
Unfortunate. So. But again, Medivh gets a cooldown reduction on auto attacks and Qs now, no matter attacks or Qs, so he's fine.
He's already down to 30-second cooldown on that. I think with a few Qs here, he's going to have Leyline back up in 5 seconds maybe, and that's going to be a potential for another engage. And they catch Valor even without the Leyline.
The Sundering though, Sunders Diablo back in, the cleanse is there, and there's the Keg to peel, and the Leyline by the way also. And that's the end of Sephiroth, I'd say. Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, and he already had his convection stack, so he hasn't lost any. Bread Bucket gets thrown into the keep. I'm not sure you want to be doing that, Garrosh. That's a huge Warlord's challenge. Might keep Garrosh alive. No, not enough.
That should be keep, I think.
It looks
if
like
not game, actually.
It might be game here, yeah. This Hyperion going to put pressure. They're not level 20. That's the one redeeming feature, but I think they can go all the way here. They have the Medivh, they have the Leyline Seal available again, and Aranas has a potential here to just shut down any opposition to this core push as they go in. It's down to 80% and falling.
Yeah, it is, but we see Vala spawning again. Here we go. Nano Boost goes on to Mei. Mei is looking to find a target here. Can't really decide. Am I going for Medivh? Am I going for Reina? I don't really. Ends up in the ley line. There's the APOC. Finally, there's our combo. But the core is already going down, and that is GG. 2-0 so far for Don Fedoras.
And Don Fedoras looking absolutely devastating there. And the funny thing, again, even on kills, Diaz know how to get those kills. Okay, 9 kills to 5 at the end in favor of Don Fedoras, but almost all of those extra kills for Don Fedoras were in the last push, when everyone was trying to scramble to defend there on the side of Diaz. So, for most of the game, that's neck and neck on kills. It's more damage coming out from Diaz. And yet, still, the pushing power of Don Fedoras secures them another victory here to take them 2-0 up, and now potentially onto match point in this best of 5 grand final.
Yeah, because I mean, if they win one more, they are the champions.
They are, and they will win themselves a custom Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup
I have one
trophy.
standing over here. I can show it to you guys if you want.
There you go. Brilliant.
But this one is from X-Ray Wins These Every Day, which was my Division 1.
Yeah, so that is Mythic Championship, right?
A little bit close to the camera. Hunk.
Those are unique trophies. You cannot get them anywhere else except by winning Heroes Lounge playoffs.
They are beautifully handmade for you. So really, really nice if you win one of those, I think, because it's such a unique item.
Yeah, and credit to Eve who makes those for us. A unique possibility, and a unique prize for victors.
Absolutely.
In our playoffs. Now we are going to go to a third map, Joy K, and where is that?
we are going to our lounge favorite map, and then you can guess it. I've been saying it a whole day. It's Infernal Shrines.
I think that's
No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. That was the last map
yes.
that we saw. I've also been casting for a few hours. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's our map pick again for Dawn of Fedoras. I'm really scared now that I'm making another mistake. But we're going to Battlefield of Eternity. See?
Yes, we are going to Battlefield of Eternity, wherein the
Are you forced to cast? What? I don't get this question.
we're going into Battlefield of Eternity now. I believe we can have a look at some stats for Bread Bucket, who is the offlane player for Donar Fedoras. Obviously, devastating win rate that reflects the win rate of the team, of course, throughout the season. But huge kill participation. Not a lot of time dead. Average 1 minute 30 time dead. If you think that's, one late game death is like a minute anyway. So you're talking about less than 2 deaths in an average game. So looking like a very strong offlaner with a huge XP contribution average of 17,000. So Bread Bucket, devastating player, GM76 here, playing for Don Fedoras. Back to Battlefield of Eternity. I mean, what do we expect the teams might prioritize here in terms of the draft?
Do you mean bans or picks?
Well, you tell me either.
Chromie's going to be banned. Uther is going to be let through, I think. We might see Vala again.
What about Arena? Exterminator Reina.
Reina. We've seen him every game, and he hasn't been banned yet. I think he's going to be let through again, and that is the best race in the game currently. So
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens as we go into game number 3's draft in this best of 5 Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup Grand Final. The Fedoras are going to be picking second, and that means the Diaz get the first ban, and they ban the Chromie.
Instantly.
Now, Chromie is good for Raze, and of course, we know that Aranas is good, is devastating on that hero as well. But Li Ming, you've got to be worried about that Li Ming surely here by Diaz. So what I think we might see, in fact, is a Li Ming first pick by Diaz, but that of course leaves the Reina open for Arini.
Okay, they banned the Alarak.
So, I mean, Alarak ban, I understand that was something played earlier by the Fedoras and it isn't quite threatening. Zul Deathwing ban, by the way, every day. I mean, Fedoras,
I think it was actually Deers that played the Alarak.
Oh, was it Diaz who played the Alarak? I wonder why they banned it. Sephiroth on the Joanna, by the way. Phenomenal tank. But of course, Li Ming Reina are open right now. Going for the Uther Reina, prioritizing that Uther Sardonic, who we know is a real force to be reckoned with. But Li Ming, therefore, I mean, surely you've got to be picking up the Li Ming here on the side of Diaz to stop.
I'd say pick up Li Ming Lunara right here. That's what I would do.
The stats of showing the Sephiroth, great win rate on the Joanna, solid tank player. Not great on immortal damage, as you might expect, of course, from a Joanna there.
All right, so it's Anna Li Ming.
I think that's absolutely the right picks there. Yeah. I mean, you could have gone for the Lunara, as you say, get the extra race. And maybe we're going to see a ban on Lunara here from Donar Fedoras, shut down any race potential. But there are other options.
Ooh, Malthael.
A Malthael ban. Now, am I right in saying that we saw a Tormented Souls?
We did.
Nano
we
boost?
saw this from both teams. Okay, a Chen ban. That means Rexar is also still available. Rexar is also really, really good on this map.
By the way, if you want to bet on who you think will win game number 3 here, you can type exclamation mark bet A and a number of points if you think John Fedoras are going to win 3-0 here in the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup Grand Final, or you can type exclamation mark bet B and a number of points to bet on Diaz to start their comeback with a game.
All right,
So-
I picked up Hanzo. They have Giga Race. Like,
That is a lot of race.
Mm-mm.
And bear in mind, Mist could even go Sledgehammer and just add on to it. Yes, you got, okay, so you've got the Valor for solid race on the other side, though. So, you know, Valor Li Ming's not to be sniffed at for race.
no.
It's probably still in favor of Donna
Imperious.
Fedoras in terms of brute force race, but they don't have to, you know, they don't have to allow that. And I think Li Ming's probably got the superior poke from any of the heroes here. So if both teams are kind of a bit defensive, it feels like Diaz might have the better potential to poke down.
If
That's
Gavin
all.
picks up the Triumvirate at level 4, yes. Otherwise, I really do think Hanzo has the better poke.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, I was hoping we were gonna get a URL. Love it. Yeah.
The Space Goat has been deployed by the Red Bucket. So, I mean, both of these drafts look very solid to me. I like that both of them have prioritized immortal damage. For me, my gut feeling is actually that Diaz have got this slight edge in this draft because of that Li Ming Valor.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going to bet some points on the... Let's do a casual 1,000, because...
Oh, casual 1,000. I believe I have a grand total of points of 17 right now.
I'm thought I won the bet earlier. I bet 5,000 on that. Apparently, I lost it. So, yeah. So, if you've got 17 points, then you can bet 17 points. But if you've got 10,000, like I do. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of the points chat. We've got to go into game number 3, potentially match point here in the grand final. And on the left in blue, you know them, you love them. It's Donna Fedoras, and of course they have Ruini on that Reina for the race. Mist again on the unkillable Muradin from game number 1. Sardonic on the legendary Uther. Bread Bucket on the Space Goat herself, Irel, and Aranas. This time on Hanzo.
Hanzo, yes. On the other side, we have Deers with Poki once again on Anna, Sapporo on the Johanna, Geben on Li Ming, Leona Mili on Vala, and Mai in the top lane is playing Imperious.
So, Reina Exterminator, we knew that was coming. We know about the Monster Hunter from Vala. The same idea. Get that immortal damage as much as possible.
We do.
Silver Touch from Uther, which we saw in game number 1 as well. And the Hold Your Ground from Joanna, not going for the Laws of Hope.
No, not going for the Laws of Hope. We also see Dauntless being picked up by Irel, which means she can permanently have 50 armor up. It's pretty good. Pretty good talent.
So Gaben's Li Ming, they're going for the Power Hungry, by the way. But that's maybe slightly surprising because it's very difficult to get globes on this map. But in the laning phase, when they're actually laning, that's going to be really important for bullying the enemy team. When they go to the Immortal phase, it might not give so much value because there won't be any globes around to get that spell power and mana. Fairly neck and neck so far in both the top and the bottom lane. Mai getting a touch spanked there by Irel, but I don't think there's too much for them to worry about just yet. And a slight edge in lane pressure from the Vala Li Ming, who can just keep rolling that wave in, getting a little bit of chip again and again on those structures.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see some Hanzos pick up explosive arrows still on this map, but for the race potential, you definitely want to have that W talent.
Yeah, so we'll see what the Hanzo goes for. I doubt we will see Sledgehammer from Muradin just based on the fact that they've gone third wind, and also you compromise a little bit of your CC potential by doing it. Of course, you would get your stacks up and running faster and get more immortal damage, but they're not short of immortal damage anyway, so I don't think we're going to see that Sledgehammer from Muradin at level 4, as Diaz head towards their Bruiser camp. Maybe a touch early, but if Joanna can soak the bot lane, I think it won't be a problem. Level 4.
I did think of a possible invade actually from the Bruiser camp, as we saw both Mist and Arunas rotate with them a bit. But because they've taken it so early, they might be able to invade here.
Yeah, I think that neither team looking to stretch too much or get that just yet. But I mean, what we did see actually, of course, in game number 1 is that aggressive playstyle of Mist on the Muradin. And immediately look at Mist, just trying to create space. That's a nice sleep into stun, though. There's the follow-up stun that Mist gets away, again, on 400 HP, and that reminds me of game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, the halftime also going over to Don Fedoras. It's going to be defensive spawn.
But look at the aggression here, trying to catch onto Ruini. Nice sleep, followed by the skewer from Mai. And then comes the flank from Gaben, catches onto one member, but Ruini isn't actually dead yet. That's the reset, meaning might be able to catch him as well.
Sonic as well. They can't kill Anna. Can they confirm her? No, they can't.
And that's all a brilliant coordination of engage there. Like the fact that they knew exactly where Don Fedoras were going to be on the map, and they drove in so deep into the territory just to force that engage because they knew they were behind on Immortal. It's exactly what they needed, and it allows them.
Really casually walking in, starting the race again.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be actually pretty close given how many kills. They
almost won it actually, so. And
of course, crucially, the fact that they've done so much damage to the shield means they should be able to clear it pretty easily.
That is true, because of course having Exterminator also allows you to clear it quite easily.
Level 7 talents.
Yeah.
We didn't mention at the time, but Li Ming did take the Triumvirate at level 4, now going into the Calamity as is standard for level 7, so the ability to finish people off by jumping in. This Immortal is pushing on, but it's being cleared so quickly by that Reyna and the Hanzo, because of course, as we always point out, you know, the more race heroes you have, the more clear heroes you have on this map, and that's why those heroes are so prioritized.
Yep, and yep. As we see Sardonic walking in, but changes his mind halfway into the enemy backline. Happens. Arunas looking to complete his stacks here. Only needs one more. Has actually gone for the full W build, so has actually added up more and more to the race here for Don Fedoras.
Yeah, full scatter from the Hanzo there, and they are still thinking about fighting up here. It is 4v4, of course, and Mist taking so much chunk damage from Gaben's Li Ming, who's just trying to not let Muradin get that second wind value, but obviously the moment he sits back, he will just get that full health back from that third wind, and immediately thinking about flanking again. Mist on the Muradin, you know, real force to be reckoned with here throughout this whole grand final. Posturing here, Li Ming trying to flank, trying to put pressure onto Hanzo, has the Calamity available, but doesn't want to blink in when Uther's about, because of course, blink in, get stunned, you'll die.
Alright, Brad Bucket did rotate top, but they didn't really find the engage they were looking for, so he is rotating back down. Yeah, Fedoras is sitting a bit down in XP. They definitely need that kill, but they can't seem to confirm it.
Yeah. Valor had to get out very sharpish there, but did survive, and of course a survived Valor means they can get involved in race. Now the thing is though, the positioning is aggressive for both teams here, so it's gonna be interesting to see how these teams play, and immediately Don Fedoras showing that aggression, immediately just walk in, get some damage onto that Immortal. It's taken a fair chunk off it already. 5k lost. Mist able to jump out yet again on 1000 HP. There's a skewer from Imperius though, and catches the Hanzo.
Yeah, really nice. Immediately we see them walking up, starting to race. Vala pretty low on mana though. So probably doesn't have mana for a Q vault Q. Yeah. Still, halftime uncontestedly goes over to them. And that
Yeah,
is also their level 10s.
Yeah. So they have the nano boost, they have the wave of force, they have the blessed shield, they have the strafe from Valor, and they have the wrath of the Anguirus. Now,
Right, so this
that's
is uncontested
slightly
immortal.
spicy, isn't it? To go for
Yeah,
the
it
wrath
is.
of the Anguirus.
Yeah.
We might see some kidnaps coming out from the Imperius, but of course there'll still be a divine shield to be reckoned with to save whoever gets kidnapped in, or defend the Freyrell if she's the one who gets kidnapped. And the Hyperion and the Avatar might allow some counterplay.
Yeah, Vala immediately steps up really, really far. And they go in on her straight away. Nice blessed shield to respond. Strafe comes out, but she is dead. That is 1 kill confirmed here, and actually the first kill confirmed here for Donna Fedoras.
Wow, they engaged from that. I mean, they looked so deep from Mist and Bread, and like because they had to jump in so hard there. They had to jump in with Muradin and with Irel, and yet they still managed to find that Valor kill. You know, Valor did not look out of position, but still found out and destroyed. And that, of course, gave them the space to then clear the Immortal fairly safely. And that's a little bit of counterplay there from Donna Fedoras, who, you know, they were looking behind in XP, you know, not long ago. Now they're ahead in XP and equal, more or less, on structures.
Yeah, it's true. Oh my. Vala taking a whole lot of damage here. But hits the tap and is already back to full HP almost.
Yes, so they are going to just posture a little bit. And look, Mist, I love this Muradin play from Mist. So keen to take damage in the knowledge that you'll get trait value from it. And of course it sucks a certain amount of resources from the enemy team. And then you just get back third wind up, and then you know, they've achieved nothing and you've sucked out some resources. Mist steps up now, thinking about trying to find a stun onto Valor if Leon Amelie is too greedy.
Yeah, level 13 is looking really close for both of the teams. Okay, we see an invade coming out, or an engage coming out. There's the Dragon's Arrow. Blessed Shield comes down in return. Misses by himself on the chase for Vala. Vala is safe now, though. Kidnap comes down onto Jimmy. Brad is jumping after, trying to help him. There's the Divine Shield. There is the Yrel ulti to deny the Ming resets. And that is 3 kills on the deck.
And yes, yet again, Mist goes to about 10 HP. In this case, it was 100. But 100 HP is not a lot in the face of a Li Ming. If Li Ming catches Mist there, but it is just so perfectly calculated from Mist, walking on that knife edge, walking on that tightrope between not doing enough and doing too much. And yet again, Mist on the Muradin getting value, the perfect level of value impact.
Absolutely, and they have nearly gotten this whole Immortal down in the time that the enemy got to respawn. So
yeah, that means this is going to be a full shield Immortal, more or less, marching on that top lane, and that's got to be it's going to be hard for theirs to defend. And they're facing elimination from the Legendary Cup right now. If they lose this game, they're out. It's second place only. And they don't want second place. Diaz want to win this Legendary Cup. That's why they came here today. And they have to stop this Immortal from pushing right now and stop Tiana
and stop Yrel from jumping onto their Ana. There comes the arrow. There comes the punt back. But there is no focus onto Diana. Oh, there is. Luckily, Rooney was awake.
Gaben on 180 HP, trying to run away, but the Divine Steed from Irel are going to keep him there.
They're going to catch up to her.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is spiraling this game pretty fast. Do you think that the death timers are long enough for Donna Fedoras to get the skip?
I think they will respawn before
healthy.
the keep is dead. That's a skewer from my There is a cleanse, but Bread Bucket does not have a ult available for 6 more seconds and goes down.
Oh, the Divine Shield was available, but it just didn't connect. I think that Sardonic just wasn't out of range. I have to say, that he is positioning ever so safely here to be able to land all the heals, land all the cleanses, but that was one heal that he didn't land.
They've done it. They've saved the keep, and frankly, they may have even got more if the Wrath of the Anguirus had hit there from Mai. So I'm amazed by the skill of Engage there from Diaz, who were down 2 players and still managed to get a counter kill and defend their keep from a very healthy Immortal. Level 16 though, very close now for Don Fedoras. It's going to arrive a lot sooner than it will for Diaz. The level 16s are in, and let's see what the talents as they come in. Hanzo going for that piercing arrow, allowing the scatter to pierce multiple targets. The Templar's Verdict from Mirel, imposing presence from Mirrodin, and he might think about jumping in with it right now, in fact.
Yeah, we do have Benediction from Uther to provide a little bit more healing. Cooldown reduction, he should be using it right now. He did, but didn't get the chance to actually use any of it as he goes down.
Yeah, and again, another really confident Engage there. By the way, Reyna still pushing in the bot lane, just trying to chip down those towers, get some push value. But that means, of course, that his team's being left alone. Bread Bucket presses the absorb, but that's not going to save him forever. And in fact, there's a long cooldown used, and Irel will fall.
Really good dismount. That really confirmed the kill.
Does Mai know where Ruini is? No.
No. Oh, we do see the invade here from Bootstrap. Indeed. Yeah, that means that the bottom fort here is going to fall.
That was a cheeky sleep from Anna. Hanzo might die to the Vala Li Ning combo.
Actually died. Oof. Big oof. That's a really nice bit of aggressive play there from Diaz, and they're saying, no, we're not out of this grand final just yet. We have a pop of winning this legendary cup. We want those trophies that Joy K showed on stream. As Mai charges in, tries to catch onto Mist, throws the Stormbolt onto the Joanna, but Mist gets stunned by the Immortal, and with that, the first half will go to Diaz. It will, and Hanzo will be up in about 10 seconds. Has that Dragon Arrow ready?
Yeah, but 10 seconds is a long time in Heroes of the Storm. However, because of the positioning of the Immortal, that will buy the time. Of course, it buys time as well for Diaz to get their own Bruiser Camp, get that rolling in. Of course, Don Fedoras know what's going on here, and Irel can get here at a moment's notice using that Divine Steed at level 7. So, this is going to be the fight that may begin to decide the closing third of this game. Li Ning throws in some poke, tries to stop poke from that Immortal. There's the blind from Joanna. Gets the stun onto Reyna, sits back.
He's trying to get a hold of the flank here. No triumvirate value just yet. Bread Bucket jumps in, Karis.
Yes, there's the Hanzo arrow, catches onto 3 members, and Irel jumps in, immediately gets value onto Sephiroth's Joanna. Doesn't have the iron spin up for a couple of seconds, but Vala being torn to pieces by Mist and Aronas, who are now starting to chase. Want to catch onto Joanna, but there's the Imperius with the zoning stun. Mirrodin jumps in, tries to catch onto Imperius. There's the Stormbolt. Still, Mist is alive yet again in this series.
Oh, Mai goes in with the skewer, and that's the nano boost that we needed. Gavin going forward, tries to get another reset. They do get Uther as well. Are they going to get Mist?
I think they might. It might be a Mist kill. I know we don't really believe in Mist kill. Still, Mist is alive. Might have the ability to get out. The Mistweaver himself. No! Finally taken down. Finally, the revengeance for all those escapes. And that's 3 dead. And it's going to be a pretty healthy Immortal going over to Diaz as they start to soak and start to take the lead in this third game in this best of 5 grand final.
Very impressive fight. I think that Sephiroth really did very well there with the Dragon Arrow coming in. He didn't get hit by hit. He just hit Blessed Shield on the entire backline. So it was literally only Yrel and Muradin in the fight at that point.
Yeah, and it looked like such a brilliant engage for Don Fedoras, and we see their aggression, and we see them getting the value with Mist being, you know, trying to go in and be a distraction. It's a thing I say is that, you know, some tanks peel by, you know, having stuns and having hard CC like an ETC does, but some tanks just peel by presence, and Mirrodin is one of those tanks who can just go in and just be a threat, be a nuisance in that backline and drawing resources, but it just wasn't enough. In that case, and in comes the Imperius stun. Lovely ultimate from Irel, though. Keeps her alive. Mirrodin jumps over, gets stunned by the Immortal. That might be enough. There's Divine Shield.
But it's not. It's not. it was great as well because it also negated the Blessed Shield. The keep is going to fall. So they're not hanging on to this keep and they're looking for a reset here.
I can't believe Sardonic on this Uther saving lives like there's no tomorrow. Just, this is a phenomenal performance from Sardonic on the Uther. That looked like it might have been game. If Muradin fell there, that resets the Gaben on the Li Ming. That, you know, that's the beginning of the end. But the save onto Muradin, the save onto the others, that stopped that from being a nasty situation for Don Fedoras. Well played to Sardonic on the Uther, but you got to say credit to Diaz for this strong turnaround in this game.
Absolutely. So this is still anyone's game, Carrot.
Yes, it is. And crucially for Diaz, they are now a keep up.
Yeah.
And that is going to give them a touch of macro advantage rolling in that bot lane as the game goes on. But Don Fedoras are slightly closer to level 20, and they will have the superior ability to soak because of just the positions of the lanes right now. I think level 20 is coming in a touch sooner for the Fedoras.
Yeah, and of course, Fedoras also get to pick up their Bruiser Camp, which will give them XP, but the level 20 is already here.
Yeah.
Okay, again, we do have to upgrade a Hyperion here, which grants the self-cleanse for Rainer. This time we do have Rewind for Muradin, so can be even more of a nuisance in the back line.
Yeah, because don't forget, he went for that healing static on level 13, and of course the double thunderclap on level 4, so can effectively get 4 thunderclaps, each of which heal him for up to 25% of his life. So can theoretically do 100% of his life in healing from pressing W twice in a very short space of time.
Not to mention the double stuns that are available here. Okay, so aggressive spawn. What are we gonna see? Yurel walking in. Has a self-cleanse available. Seraphim is only 10-second cooldown, by the way.
I like this idea to do the Bruiser Camp from Diaz, and I think they've got away with it, and they managed to defend just enough whilst doing the Bruiser Camp. Of course, in the meantime, the Bruiser Camp is rolling in the bot lane for Don Fedoras. So now Diaz have to think about, are they going to go and defend that, or are they going to take the fight right now? Level 20s for both teams. And Joanna has the Blinded by the Light Storm Shield available for her
but
team.
They can't wait for too long. We have a Piercing Arrows Hanzo that is poking down this Immortal, and they are going in here, Karis.
Yeah, and the double Divine Shield immediately just running onto Anna, and there's nothing that can be done because they're both invulnerable. Sephiroth presses the Iron Skin to get away. Mai kidnaps the Uther. Maybe they can get some counterplay onto the Uther there. No, the skewer just misses from Mai, and Mai is going to be punished for his insolence by Don Fedoras.
Absolutely demolishing team fight there. Wow, you just see the strength of Uther in the late game here with the double Divine Shield.
This is a very strong Immortal. It is a 20-minute Immortal with half shield pushing into this bot keep. Now, they still have a keep here. It's still full health, but they don't have 2 of their members, in particular their healer and one of their hard engagers, the Imperious. This is a really, really dangerous situation for Diaz right now. In comes Mist with the Stormball, catches onto Gaben. Joy K.
Yeah, well, this keep is going to fall, and with Ana dead for 17 seconds and Imperious dead for at least another 20, this game is starting to look really, really, really impossible to win here for Diaz, and it means that is threatening their chances to win this Legendary Cup. Johanna walks forward, pops her Iron Shield, but goes down almost immediately as the core is also starting to take damage. Vala is next to follow suit. The grenade doesn't even catch her. And that is the core actually going down, and that is GG. And that makes Don Fedoras the winners of this grand final, Karis.
Absolutely brilliant performance from Don Fedoras, undefeated on the playoff day of the Legendary Cup here. 3-0, they win this grand final. 2-0, they won the semi-final. 2-0, they won the quarterfinal. They look unstoppable here in the Legendary Cup, and they are the Legendary Cup champions. But I mean, credit to Diaz. Diaz won in kills in this game and in game number 1, and was very close in game number 2. What we're seeing from Diaz, what we saw from Diaz here, is phenomenal ability to get kills, to get ganks, and yet Don Fedoras said, "No, we don't care. We've got this resilience, we've got this tenacity to say we're going to keep pushing on. We're going to get structural value again and again." Ruini on Reina, not dying a single time in game number 3.
Yeah, absolutely amazing play.
So, with that in mind, we have to. We're just going to see if we'll be able to get an interview set up soon-ish with Donar Fedoras. But Joy K, I mean, I have to say, Donar Fedoras looked so uniquely strong in this game. Number 3, but also throughout the whole grand final. What's the magic ingredient here? What have Donar Fedoras got that the legendary cup competitors couldn't provide?
What do they have? They know what they're good at, and they hang on to that. And people underestimate comfort picks. And if you are good at something, and if you're actually good at something, if you keep hanging on to that, then you sometimes turn out to be the best at something. And I think Donar Fedoras is a prime example of that. Hanging on to that Raynor, hanging on to that Uther, hanging on to that Muradin. It just proved them to be unstoppable in this this cup.
I mean, I've got to say, because I'm a tank player myself, Mist on Muradin, that's showing what the hero is all about. I mean, Mist could write the Muradin textbook. This is such a sensational performance on Muradin, walking that fine line. And that's not walking the fine line against simple opponents. Deers have shown their ability to get single target picks again and again throughout the whole day today, and yet Muradin on the Mist on the Muradin, just really pushing their limits there of the hero, really trying to toy with his opponents. Phenomenal play there from them. I believe we are ready to go over to an interview with Donar Fedoras, the victors of the Heroes Lounge Legendary Cup. So we're going to head over there now.
Yeah. Now.
Hello.
Welcome, and congratulations on a phenomenal grand final. Donar Fedoras, our Legendary Cup champions.
Hey.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
We won a trophy. We got it.
Yeah, you did indeed.
I mean, it was a close series. I mean, Diaz looked like they had some real kill pressure there. Did you ever feel under the pressure there in that series?
Yeah, they did so much
time.
damage.
Yeah.
We didn't know where to look. They were just hurting us. We were so scared.
Well, before we interview you more about what's gone on in that series, I have to introduce the Lounge Master himself, Cosmic, who's here to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. And I was telling them just before you joined on the stream that it has been a while coming. I can't quite believe that I am here to congratulate Donar Fedoras. It's been a while, I think. Since season 1 until now, you finally got your win. I mean, of course, we do need to give a huge round of applause for Deers for putting up a really strong fight there. I mean, I know the scoreline says 3-0, but the way those games were going, sometimes it could have gone either way. So really, I know it's a long day for both of the teams here. So really just want to give a huge shout out for Deers for putting up such a good fight. But of course, this time it's Donar Fedoras that we have to congratulate, and seeing so many long-standing members of the community finally getting around to winning this thing. I mean, it pains me a little bit to see so much praise going towards Sardonic, but it was well-deserved, I think, all around. And I'm honestly really, really happy for you guys that you get to experience for yourself the highest quality plastic that Heroes Lounge can buy. So with that, it's now your turn to send me your addresses and names, and we will try to get those trophies off to you within the next year or so. As is the way this works. Yeah, so I won't take up too much time. Just finish off by saying again, thank you so much for not just Donna Fedoras and Fedoras for putting on such a good show, but for all those which work both in front of the scenes and behind, of course, Karis and Joike here this evening, but for everyone that works behind the scenes. It's really a huge effort there, and I think there's a lot of people that go through. But for now, I'll just say a lot of people do work behind the scenes, and if you're in Discord and you run into one of these people, or if you're a moderator, you run into a moderator in one of the matches, just be sure to say thanks, because it's a huge time sink, and we're really lucky to have them. So I'll leave it at that. Congratulations again. Looking forward to keeping in contact when we receive your trophies, and hope to see you guys next season for another win, I hope. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Batman.
See ya.
On stream as well.
Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, Donna Fedoras. So, it seems like one of the things you've showed today is the strength, and Joy K was just saying this, of comfort picks. You know, having that Uther, having that Muradin, who, you know, those are your comfort picks, and going more for comfort over meta. Would you say that's good advice generally?
I don't even know what the meta currently is.
Yeah, we just always pick the same heroes every time.
Yeah.
I'm bred to tell us the meta.
At some point in the season, we managed to get Team Yellow very frequently, as we so lovably stamped it as. Which basically, what was again? Arwell, Uther, who else was yellow again?
Muradin, Chromie.
Yeah,
And
yellow
Junkrat.
skins, of course.
Oh yeah, and Junkrat.
Yeah.
So the yellow meta is the strat. Is that
That's our meta.
okay?
Playing the heroes who can play good tends to be good. Good.
That's what I said. And then sometimes you turn out to be the best at that.
Yeah,
It's hard to prepare for.
So I mean, it looks like it's been a phenomenal season for you all around. I have to say, as I understand it, you only lost one match in the whole season, and that was to Smoke Extraordinaire, which is Joy's team, in fact.
Oh yeah.
We'll play Mythics on that
Don't
one.
remind us.
Yeah.
Oh
Epic
come
or
on,
something,
guys! It
so-
didn't hurt that bad.
That's
So-
the game that made them never trust me to play Deathwing again.
This is true.
Well, of course, I mean, you've shown a dominance of Division 2. That means next season you're going to go back to Division 1. Do you feel like Division 1 is your true home?
I guess it is. I guess it is our true home. Yeah. Never leaving it again, I guess.
Yeah, and then so I guess we're going to look forward to see you in the Mythic Championship next season. Is that your aspiration to make it to playoffs in Division 1?
Hopefully. If we get there.
I think our aspiration is just to, play each week and piss about a bit. I don't think we intend to win games.
We will see.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Have you got any final sort of advice for other teams and how they can achieve what you've achieved, which is an incredible performance throughout the whole season?
Right now, if you haven't noticed yet, we've picked Jimmy a little bit. I think Jimmy is pretty good right now. You should probably pick up a little bit of Jimmy. Jimmy gets the job done.
So a bit of Jimmy and a bit of comfort.
Yes.
And that's the secret recipe for success.
Yes.
Fair enough. Good advice. Okay, well, any final shout-outs you want to do before we kick you out? Before we wrap this magical party up?
Not really.
Well, yeah, not really.
Oh, actually, hi Mango and hi Epics.
Yeah, they're joining us again next season.
Should be fun.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and best of luck next season. And we hope to see more of you. And congratulations again on a phenomenal Legendary Cup.
Yep. Thanks for casting all day as well.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Our pleasure.
It was our pleasure. Right. So I think we are wrapping up
Yeah,
for the day. Joy K,
that's my name.
yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on stuff? So yeah, I mean, what you were just saying, Joy K, you were just saying about a fantastic day there, casting.
Yeah, I've been casting the semifinals and the grand finals now, and I have to say, I've just been so impressed with the high quality of games that we've seen. From micro to macro play, it's like insane. Just really, really good quality of games, and it's been a pleasure to cast it.
It has been a delight. I mean, I only got to cast the grand final, but it was a sheer pleasure because both of these teams, the standard you see coming out from both of these teams was absolutely sensational, and credit to all the teams who've played throughout today. Like I said earlier, if you want to support Heroes Lounge, we would greatly appreciate if you want to and are able to donate to the Heroes Lounge Patreon, where you can support us with a regular donation, and you can get juicy perks in response, including replay casting, including coaching, emotes, all this kind of fun stuff. We've just refreshed that recently and relaunched our rewards, and it does cost money to run Heroes Lounge behind the scenes in terms of the technology. So definitely think about supporting that if you can. And if you don't want to, fair enough. Follow us on the channel. That's free. That's always good. Keep watching here, because tomorrow we come back with even more action, Joy K.
Oh yeah, we do.
There'll be the Heroes Lounge Mythic Championship, in which the
Mhm.
top 6 teams from Division 1 will go head-to-head in a double knockout elimination tournament, with casting starting from me at 1300 CEST. Don't forget the clocks change
Yep.
tomorrow
forget to-
morning. So
Tomorrow morning, tonight.
tomorrow morning / tonight. So keep an eye on your clocks, and we'll be back at 1300 CEST tomorrow. It just remains for me to thank everybody who's been involved today. Of course, all the casters you've seen on screen, including Dentro and Yosh on the other channel. Samu, who's done a phenomenal job behind the scenes running the production. The Invisible Man, who's been keeping the technology
He's been
running
on
smoothly
screen.
on screen.
He's not done.
And of course, all the moderators who've put in hours, keeping games on track. And of course, to the players for playing their best and providing such a phenomenal performance. Joy K, any final thoughts from you?
Any final thoughts? I hope everyone in chat enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the cast. Always a pleasure casting the Special K team, or the K team, Team K. We have to come up with a better name at some point. But yeah, no, it was a big pleasure, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and that you all come back to watch tomorrow's finals.
Absolutely. Tune in tomorrow for the Heroes Lounge Championship. But for now, I've been Karis.
I've been Joy K.
And it's good night from us, and thank you for watching.